Sorry, morning, Justin. Bonnie at Channel 9 here. Just wondering how your 6 guys went training after coming out of the health and safety protocols.
They all pulled up really well, and got through the session on Tuesday in flying colours. So, they'll all put their hand up to play this week.
The obvious one seems Travis Collier in for Sam Switkowski. Is that what you're thinking? And is there a way you can bring back Rory Lobb without having Jai Amos come out of the 22?
No, they're all good questions. I'll reserve right of selecting the team right now. We've got to get through this training session. Looking at a lot of different scenarios. There's a possibility we could play a little bit taller up forward. Bringing 6 guys back, it's going to be tough, and it's a bit of a juggling act. So we'll just have to work through that after we finish training.
And last one from me, how important is it to bank a strong road win over the Suns, given that your draw gets a little bit tougher in this next month coming up against Brisbane and Melbourne?
Every game's important, and it doesn't matter where you sit on the ladder. You need to put your best effort forward every week and do the best job you can. Been really happy with our road performances, obviously, this year. And we probably face one of the longer road trips for a WA club this week and play a team that plays a really honest, contested brand of footy. And they're coming off a really good win last week against Sydney. So, it's going to be a good challenge and one we're looking forward to.
Sorry, last one from me. Ryan's ankle, he didn't sound too confident on 6CR this morning that he'd be right to get up. Have you got any update there, or will you keep your cards close to your chest?
Oh no, he's probably a little bit slower than we would have liked, but we've got a 9-day break and we've still got a fair bit of time between now and game day. So we'll give him every opportunity to come up. He's clearly a really important player for us and a leader of our backline. So it probably hasn't improved as quickly as we'd like, but that's pretty normal when you roll your ankle for the first time. So we'll give him every opportunity.
Thank you.
G'day, JL. It's Chatters here. I just wanted to ask about Griffin Logue. Earlier this season, I guess you felt you were a bit too tall down back, but has Logue's just sensational form changed your opinion there, and what are his chances of coming back this week?
He fits into the mould of the others. It's going to be tough to fit all 6 in, clearly. So, we're still working through that. I still think the 2 key backs and a smaller backline is best for us because Luke Ryan and Chappie and Youngie to some degree give us the flexibility to play tall and small. That's not to say that Griff's not going to be in the team though. He's getting more and more opportunities to play different roles down there, and clearly his last game against Geelong was sensational. So we just need to work that out post training, but. That's just where it fits. We've got a backline that probably has 8 or 9 players that could easily play in it on the weekend, but there's only 7 spots. So we just need to work out what our best fit looks like for this week.
Yeah, and will Brody up against his former side? How's he been leading up to this game?
He's a pretty casual, cool customer. I'm sure the nerves will be there come game day. I suppose our conversations has just been around making sure he keeps resetting to what helps him play well rather than the outcome or the distraction of playing against your former team. And continue the form rolling for him. He's been a great addition for our footy club, both on and off the field. I'm excited for him going up against his old team this week.
A lot of people are already calling him the recruit of the year. Are you on that bandwagon as well?
All I know is that he's been a very handy recruit for us, and he's fitted into our midfield really well and done his job week in, week out. I don't really sit there and measure the impact of every recruit on every team, so I'm not really able to say whether he's recruit of the year, but he's done a fantastic job for us.
And there was a lot of talk at the start of the year that perhaps him and Fife might not be a good fit together in the same team. Do you think that they could complement each other quite well when Fife is ready to return?
Yeah, I see them playing in the same team. A lot of teams have two big-bodied mids in their team. There's opportunity for both of them to rotate forward and bring their aerial presence to the game as well. So there's a bit to work through there before we get Fifey back into the team. But yeah, I think they can play together and complement each other.
And just final one from me, Liam Cameron announced this morning that he's stepping down from GWS. What are your thoughts on that, and have you had much to do with him over the years?
Not a lot to do with him. I just admire the way he's gone about it. He built a really strong physical team there and made three prelims and one grand final. So he's done a fantastic job in his coaching career, and I think he's handled this year really, really maturely and really well. And I wish him all the best for the future.
Thanks for that, Dale.
Hey Justin, Ash here at Channel 10.
Yes.
You mentioned Suns and their good win over Sydney. Can you just have your thoughts on the Suns here this year so far?
Yeah, well, they play a really good contested brand, and they play a lot of the game in their front half. Some of the stats probably don't align with their ladder position. They get a lot of inside 50s, a lot of time in forward half, and that's largely built off the contest. And I think they would be the first to acknowledge they probably haven't cashed in for the amount of inside 50s. I know Stewie Dew said that a few times. So, we wouldn't need to be really good defensively and defend our back half really well and deny them all that field position they've been getting. So, they did a fantastic defensive job on Sydney last week. And denied Sydney the inside 50s. So, we need to really roll up our sleeves this week and get ready for a real contest.
You beat Essendon at Marvel and then Geelong down at the Cattery as well. Is this the year that you're beating teams that maybe haven't had much success against on the road? I think the last 3 games at Carrara probably haven't gone your way, but do you take confidence from those previous wins?
Yeah, absolutely. I think our players are really resetting week in, week out to what's important, and we've been able to take that away from Perth and been really consistent with our performances away from home. And although we haven't probably got the job done at Metricon the last few times, we've played a fair bit of footy there over the last 3 years, so we take a fair bit of confidence from that, and we know when we bring our footy to that ground, we can play really well there. So. Looking forward to this weekend.
Just a bit more of a light-hearted one. I don't know if you've seen, but there's a few tattoos popping up with flag mantle. Have they gone a little bit early, or are you happy that they're getting on the bandwagon?
I'm happy that our supporters are enjoying our start to the year, but that's all it is, the start to the year. We've got a lot of work and a lot of heavy lifting to do before I'll be getting a tattoo. I know that much.
They actually asked me to ask you whether or not you're keen to get one if you won the premiership.
A lot of water to go under the bridge before that happens.
Good one. Good luck.
Good on you, Ash.
G'day, Justin. Nathan Schmook here. The issue that you had last year of backing up your best wins with some of your poorer performances, can you give us an insight into how you've been able to eliminate that this year?
Oh, really, mate. It's a lot of factors, and it starts over pre-season by making sure we bring the right attitude to everything we do, whether that's weights, meetings on the training track is becoming a really consistent group of really consistent athletes and trying to do the reps and lift the anchor in everything we do. During the season, it's been about making sure that we keep coming back to what's important in our game, and that's both individually and as a team. So all our coaches have been really meticulous in resetting our players to what's important in their own roles and own games. Probably my job as a head coach is to make sure as a team we're really focused in on what's important to us as a footy club, week in, week out. So and that's driven by the players as well, and from the leaders down, to make sure that the players are really switched on and dotting every I and crossing every T in our preparation.
We're getting a really good sense of the depth that you've got now on the list as well, particularly when you lose 5-6 players to health and safety. What sort of role do you think the depth is playing in your performances this year?
Oh, a massive role. Yeah, it's you clearly, as media, clearly see it in the ins and outs, week in, week out, and the calibre of players we're able to plug into certain roles when we lose someone in that role. But during the week, it's driving our players to be more consistent and like I said in the previous question, dot every I and cross every T, because they know that someone's there waiting to take their spot. So it's just raising the bar in everything we do. People say it's a good thing for footy clubs, and it is for the whole function of your footy club. But there's individuals that are in really good form missing out. So we just need to be mindful of that and make sure the conversations we're having with players week in, week out are really consistent and providing a pathway back into the team, and honest and open, and we'll continue to make sure I set time aside to have those conversations.
Last one from me. With your selection policy, having that depth there, does rotating players, giving players a freshen up enter your mind at all at this point of the season?
No, not really, because I think that's flirting with form a little bit, both individually and as a team. I think naturally we've managed to rest players through the weeks they've missed with COVID, and Youngie and Chappie both had 2 weeks off, so they came in really fresh and ready to go last week. And a lot of our guys had a week off last weekend, and they'll be fresh and ready to come back in and perform their role. So we're naturally getting it a little bit through health and safety protocols, and that's probably where we'll leave it.
Thanks, mate. I'll hand over.
Justin, Tom of the ABC. Just a quick one, mate. Have any other players entered protocols this week, or have you got a pretty much full list to pick from?
No, none of our players, have entered the protocols, mate.
Do you have to have any further discussions with the players considering the increasing cases across the state, or are you confident that what's worked for you so far will continue to work in terms of how the players conduct themselves in public and that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's same for us. I mean, the increase in cases just probably adds weight to the discussion we've already had with them. So the message is the same from our end.